Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 8, A Mad Tea Party. So the episode, it starts off with, the episode, it starts off on a slow tip, but I understand why. So we have Kenya, she's there talking to this photographer, and I said, why does his name look familiar? Not even necessarily him, but his name. And then I figured it out. It was, well, and they showed us. He's the same guy that Kenya used for her modeling shoot a couple of years ago. Nene used him when she did when they were doing the whole themes and she dressed up as a stripper. Now, Kenya is working with him because he's going to do the video work for her PSA for domestic violence. And she invited Sheree. Mind you, Sheree comes in with this long blonde bob, and she had the girls partially out. I said, you look good, but wait. And then I had to remember, okay, mental armor. People dress for how they want to feel. Sheree wanted to feel empowered. She wanted to feel good because this whole thing that she's going to be going through, it's going to be a lot. And it's interesting because Sheree, again, this is another situation where she wants to be the she wants to work in tangent with Kenya. And so Kenya says, okay, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes stuff that you don't really know. And Sheree was like, look, that's not the problem. I'm here to work. I'm here to learn. As my intern. No, not as your intern. But then there was also that thing where she said she would go and support, but she wasn't sure exactly in what capacity. So it's apparently now Sheree will be doing some talking points. She'll be doing some behind the scenes points. So that's great. That's great. Damn it, these lights are too bright for my eyes. I really tried it without the glasses. There we go. Okay, that's better. Now, Marlo meets up with Nene at Nene's house. And of course, they're having fun, saying each other looks good. Mind you, the main issue is that Marlo wants to do something to bring Portia back into the fray. And she was going to enlist the help of Cynthia in order to do so. Why? Because Marlo, apparently, we know she loves Nene. Regardless of every couple of years they have a falling out, but they come back together. That's how it always is with them. Marlo really loves her some Portia and knows that Nene loves Portia as well. So because of that, she feels like, why can't we just come together? Why can't we just come together? Why don't you come to, Hampton Manor, i.e. Marlo's place, and they're going to go, they're going to have a good time. Nene's kind of over that, but she figures, why not? Ugh, if you're not really giving me much of a choice, it's like either look petty or show up. I guess for this time, I won't look petty. Next thing we see Cynthia and Noelle's home, and Cynthia is talking to, Cynthia gets a call from Will. She gets a call from Will. And so Noelle makes sure that her presence is known. But the interesting thing is that Will is still in the picture. Cynthia wasn't sure if that was going to happen because of what Candy did, the minor grilling. And I said if he can't survive that, then he wasn't going to be a potential anyway. But right now, remember, they're not exclusive. They're just, we're friends. We're getting to know each other. This could turn into something, but we'll see. And Noelle says, so where am I going to meet this dude? You're kind of at least partially serious. I should be meeting someone that's going to be hanging around my mother, bringing her to all these different places, you two, and all this different stuff together. And she says, soon! I just have to see if it's actually going to be a real thing or not, because we're not exclusive yet, and I'm not going to bring someone that I'm not exclusive with around you. She didn't say that to her. She said that in the confessionals. I said, fair enough. Now we see at the old lady gang. I didn't know this, but actually Riley's half-sister, what's her name? Shakira? She actually works there. She works there as a server, and one of course, Todd's daughter works there, and one of Candy's cousins. So now we're setting the scene. They're there, it's packed, it's booming, and I have heard that it is doing well for real. So shout out to Candy, shout out to Todd, shout out to Aunt Bertha, shout out to Mama Joyce. Shout out to just everybody. Mama Charlene. Shout out to everyone. Got the names. Now, they came with some concerns. So, the concerns have to do with, one, they don't like the setup with at the front. It's like it's too much. You go to the front to get seated, to get your seating situation, and you also have to pay there. That's too much. And I said, okay, that makes sense. That's fair. They also have issues with the server. I said, oh, are you trying to kick some people out? But no, it's more so about speed and service. And then went on to attire. Why is it even the kitchen? They don't have their pants up. I said, what the? No. This is still a restaurant. This is still a place of business. And then they went further. Because first, Mama Joy, she was having trouble kind of saying that initially. Oh, my sisters have to go shade like that. Oh, we're going to be here all night if you can't get this out. But she's finally able to get that out. And then it kind of goes further. Aside from that, it's just a little bit of everything that they have issues with. And I said, what they're saying, it makes sense and it's fair. And what happened was the general manager, I believe, I'm not sure if Carmen was general manager of there or if she was just general manager for Candy, Lo and Don Juan. But the general manager is gone and they haven't found someone to replace that person. So that's the thing. They're going to get someone. The person's going to be good. Shout out to Taraji again for Proud Mary. In theaters this Friday. As well as, you saw that commercial afterwards with Kenya and Cynthia. I'm looking at them like, okay, get your money. That's all I could say. Get your money. Now, we see the little interaction that Ricky Smiley had with Portia. They were smelling each other, people. They weren't kissing. They were smelling each other. Of course, it's like flirting in another workplace would be too much, but it's these two, so I guess it's more than enough. They smelled each other's perfume and cologne. Apparently, Ricky was also a part of the dating service. How convenient. Ricky was a part of the dating service that Portia was hooked up with as well. And she said, no, that's a little bit too much. And they do some like giggling. She's like, she likes someone that makes her laugh. She's laughing with Ricky. We get it. She likes him. He likes her. There's general chemistry, but they're not going to cross lines. Perfect. Marlo calls Portia to let her know, hey, I actually haven't heard from you. And apparently they got close recently. And now she wants to just go bring Portia into the fray. Knows that Nene loves her. Nene misses her. So why not? Come on. Come on with your family. Come on with your family. Now, we're going to see that Portia will show up. She promised Marlo that she's going to show up. Cynthia's there, so it's only going to be a foursome. They're going to have a nice time. Candy comes over to Chateau Sheree. I love how Sheree was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's so dusty in here. I'm sorry. I think the clean person didn't come here. I said, Sheree, don't let these people on social media get to you. I looked at, these are HD cameras. I have an HD TV. I looked in detail. I zoomed in. Oh, yes, I zoomed in. I said, I don't see, everything is shut. You need to stop playing around with us. Anyway, now, aside from both of them having ponytails, Candy wanted to know, did you actually have the conversation with your kids? Sheree said, yes. Yes, I did. I sure did. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't. It really wasn't. Now, the issue is that Sheree, Nene was being a little messy, and she said that Tyrone, is it? Which I was surprised that you were very forthcoming with you being in a relationship. So shout out to you for that. Apparently, Tyrone, he's a scam artist. Nene said that he's a con artist. Sheree flipped it so fast, said, well, Nene needs to stop with all that. She didn't say that he wasn't. Let's be very clear. She deflected and said, well, Nene, of all people, needs to not go and mention about people having passed and all of that, because her and Greg both have mugshots. I said, we know Nene's, but Greg, I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay. But she has some sense. Sheree has some sense. She's going to make sure that this dude doesn't just come into... Oh, yeah, by the way, this is why I do in all my videos. It's just normally I have the camera pointed a little bit higher so you don't see my hands moving. So I'm sorry if it's a distraction. But, yeah, she's going to make sure that Tyrone doesn't just move into Chateau Sheree. Of course he's not going to be able to. He goes first to a halfway house, but anyway. We move on. We go into the Hamptons by Marlo. I said, oh, look at her townhouse. This is nice. It is a townhouse. I'm not stupid. I was looking at townhouses. I know how they're set up. Hers is beautiful. I expected nothing less. It still has house attached to it, so that's what it is. It's just a townhouse. Anyway, Cynthia was the first to show up. Next off, we had Portia. And Cynthia... the areola was showing. Portia had her back, though. She said, you know what, love? We're on good terms. Ooh, the cleavage. When the girls are out. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even feel it. I said, Cynthia, what's in that cup? Cynthia, you look a little tip. You got a little tip to you. What's in that cup? Now, Nene comes. Everyone gets hugs. We all giggle because... Oh my God, because Cynthia finally realizes that she's not drinking tea. She thought she was drinking tea. She was like, are you sure this is tea? And everyone was looking at her like, who said it was regular tea? This sounds like cranberry. This is alcohol. Oh, I had 3 cups. As she sips the third. Anyway, she needs it because it's going to get into some mess. Now they talk about the San Francisco trip, how things took a very steep left, and she just wants to know if Marlo and myself could have issues with Nene, and now we're all good. Then you, Portia, you could have definitely sewn things up. Now, Nene agreed to come because she felt like Portia was just going to go and apologize, and that would be great. Nene clearly had the, I want to hear what you have to say. If it's not, I'm sorry. And Portia wasn't there to give Nene an I'm sorry. Portia was there to go and say that, look, Nene, I understand that you even called me you said that was your little sister, and yeah, you had my back and all of that. But I just don't understand when things were getting rough, how you were going and saying those things about me. And Nene's issue is, here's the thing. I would text you, I would call you when I was going through stuff. You didn't have my back. I had your back, but you didn't reciprocate that. Portia's like, so when I didn't text you or respond to you those 2 times, mind you, it wasn't loud yelling. It was very controlled. Just want to put that out there. Those 2 times, but you're upset about that, or I didn't respond to call. My issue is, I felt like you weren't the same level of being a good friend that I was to you. That's my main issue. And I don't understand why you can't see that. Nene was irritated whenever Portia was talking, rolling of the eyes, looking like, oh, okay. I don't hear I'm sorry, so I guess. And the thing is, we get it. This happens all the time where sometimes we're better friends to people than they are to us. Or sometimes people are better friends to us than we are to them. And I think it's definitely how Nene feels. Because again, also with the divorce, Portia getting divorced or just having issues with her husband and helping Portia get set up and supporting her and everything that she did, we know that Nene was supportive. Nene's hurt because she doesn't feel like she got the support back. And let's just give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she didn't. The way how Nene is handling is all wrong. Sometimes you have friends for different seasons, and you have to accept that. If you go and put out there that you're hurt, and they're kind of like, well, what's the problem? Or you go and express your hurt in a different way that they can't understand, and so then they go and act accordingly to you expressing your hurt, then that's just how it is. So we're done with that. We're back at the old lady gang. Don Juan's there. He's going to help them find this new manager. Now, general manager. This guy named Aaron, he comes in with a suit and bow tie, and he seemed prepared enough. he is very knowledgeable. He looked up their online presence. He looked up, information based on, because you can go on Google and get that analytics information about, okay, wait time, how the billing is handled, or just looking at customer feedback. And of course, they're busy running it, so they didn't have time going and doing that themselves. So he brought that to the table. He said there's applications that you can use to help smooth all of that out, make it go seamless. And of course, someone coming with answers. People, when you're trying to get a job, you're supposed to come with answers, not answers to general questions, answers to how you can help any business or how you can contribute. If you can't do that, then you're not the right person for that job or for that company. But the issue here is, even though he was able to answer everything, Don Juan said it best. We have a lot of characters here. We have a lot of characters. There's people who aren't going to be the most loving and receptive to everything that he says and does, or how things are being handled. He needs to be able to handle that, i.e., your family. Your family is a whole lot, and we need someone who can roll with the punches that they're going to deal out. So we'll have to do a trial run and see how that all goes. So apparently at this PSA, Shamia is there. And are we going to do Shamia's thing first? Or Kenya did, before I breeze past Kenya, she acknowledged the fact that when she was 16, 17, she was in a relationship with someone who was 11 years older than her. And that relationship, it turned very abusive. And at one point, the dude stabbed her. I said, oh my God. Oh my, what? Why do I feel like this sounds familiar? Like, I probably heard, maybe heard part of this before. Maybe it was just a rumor, but damn. Because, definitely what Kenya went through with Matt, that was definitely, again, emotionally and, like, psychologically abusive, because of the fear of this dude's really cracking regardless of what games are being played. And so I was like, okay, is Kenya going just with that? But I mean, she's really trying to. So I knew that there had to have been something even more. So I guess, at least for me, hearing that. So then we go to Shamia. Shamia, she goes and she talks about how with her first husband, things were all right for the first year. But then he got to that anniversary. And apparently he was pissed at her because she went down to, let's just say, Florida. She went down to Florida or California, and she was with her friends. Her husband was pissed because you can tell Shami is a free spirit. She's very loving, and I guess him and being a lunatic and being insecure kind of took that as, oh, so you're out here with some other dude. You must have been out there with some other dude. And he kept questioning her about it, that she, in just a pissed moment said, yeah, she was having some other dude. She wasn't, but, just to piss him off. And then he went and knocked her flat out. He hit her so hard that she said the only nice thing that he ever gave to her was some pair of expensive shoes. He knocked her right out of those shoes. The shoes went this way. She went the other way. And so I was just like, wow. So we're getting a lot of stories today. We're getting a lot of stories. Cynthia, she wasn't in an abusive relationship herself, but she wanted to, of course, go and support her mom. Now, I know a lot of people felt like, oh, she must have been in an abusive relationship with Peter, but I never thought that. I know a lot of people did. Anyway, Nene is there as well, and so I think Nene, because Nene, she did acknowledge the fact that her first boyfriend, who she really loved, and he said that he loved her, that he was abusive. And of course, that was Brent's, was it Brent or Bryson? Her first son's father. And the abuse lasted for years. And so Candy, she wasn't in an abusive relationship, but of course she knows a lot of people who were. So she fully was there to support. Now, we get to Cynthia's mom, and that story was woof. So Cynthia, because even at one point Cynthia wanted to go and comfort her mom, but and Kenya did this very well. She was like, no, we have to get the whole story, the whole moment. So Cynthia's mom was, of course, in an abusive relationship. It was with her husband, her ex-husband, or at least her first ex-husband. I'm sure she ever got remarried. And it was a situation where they only dated for a couple of months, and then they got married, and then shortly after, Cynthia's mom got pregnant. And this dude, she didn't go into details about the abuse itself, but she did acknowledge that it was so bad that she actually had a knife to defend herself. She didn't use it on him, but it was just the whole thing of, this person's about to kill me. What am I going to do? Type of thing. And so Kenya, she finished and was just like, and so, what would you tell your 18-year-old self while that was going on? It's like, you're strong, God's got you, and you can make it through. You really can. You can make it through with these kids. You can. Don't ever let anyone tell you or convince you that you can't, because you can. I thought that was a really important message. And I was just happy that everyone's there to love and support and embrace. So everyone's there, and they're about to do this like group, this group part, but Sheree isn't there. She's not there because she got into a car accident, and the person behind her, she was, on the highway. Everyone stopped short. The person behind her didn't, and so rammed her. Sheree already has back issues because she had, what was it, like a disc? One of those, and so she was in extreme pain, but she wanted to go. So she got there. They brought her into the bathroom. Kenya was very supportive, sat her down, gave her medication, and she just had some time to relax. They got her all dolled up, so at least she could look good, even though she wasn't feeling good. And so Sheree did it. She did well. Portia, of course, was also there to support and be a part of it. And that was pretty much it. So that was good. That was good because it was an important message. It was an important episode. Next week is back to the mess. So please like, comment, subscribe, because trust, there's going to be that episode, a witch doctor, it was going down. Trust.